back to the Youtini Show, your one-stop shop for all things going on in Star Wars. I'm Eric here with Corey and Wes, and we got a little bit to catch you up on. The Lucasfilm Publishing panel at Comic-Con gave us a bunch of new reveals, including a brand new book. Youtini, that's us, has a host of amazing new partners we got to tell you about. And then I will break down a full weekend of Star Wars Unlimited at the Galactic Championships in Las Vegas. But to start us off this week, San Diego Comic-Con was held last weekend, and despite the relative lack of major studios, Star Wars actually made quite a splash. The maker himself, George Lucas, appeared at SDCC for the first time ever to tell folks about the upcoming Lucas Museum of Narrative Art, and Star Wars Publishing took the spotlight with a bunch of great announcements. Dark Horse is bringing us some new Cavan Scott horror with Star Wars Tales from the Nightlands this September, and the Bad Batch have another comic miniseries coming with the Bad Batch Rogue Agents in December. Our friends on the Cosmic Force, I'm sure, had a bunch to say about that last week, but the biggest news was a brand new book announcement. Mike Chen, author of Star Wars Brotherhood, is bringing us Low Red Moon, a Star Wars Outlaws prequel novel surrounding ND5 and Jalen Vrax. So before we get into more details about that, what do we think initially about this, guys? Did this catch any of us not by surprise?
I mean, I'm shocked by this, to be honest, but it's Mike Chen, who I really like. It's Outlaws, which I really liked, and it's a freaking dope cover, which I also really like. So I'm in.
Yeah,
it all seems to work.
Brotherhood was good. Brotherhood was really good. So I think we're in good hands here. But the cover, not so much.
You don't like the cover? I love
Brotherhood?
The Brotherhood cover.
Brotherhood
Oh,
cover.
well, Brotherhood.
Brotherhood
Oh, I was saying, wait.
That cover was terrible. Oh my lord,
Yeah.
it was bad.
I said not so much. You went as far as terrible. So
Yeah, no. The Low Red Moon, of course, is the cover not final. It just shows Jalen Vrax and ND5. And I'll agree with you guys. I really like Mike Chen's writing. After Brotherhood, I was kind of surprised that we didn't hear like his next thing right away. And I'm like, okay, sometimes it's one and done. Folks, want a break. But it looks like, okay, there was just a little bit of waiting for the right opportunity or something. So he'll be back with this one. I will say two things. One, I'm surprised that it happened with Outlaws because I didn't think it was crazy successful, but now maybe gaming Twitter was just overreacting and the game did perfectly fine and everyone's like, sure, we'll do a story. But then two, it's not K-Vess. Like, it's the robot and the dude, which is like fun. But I'm like, if there was going to be a prequel, I really thought it would be K.
I mean,
True.
I don't know. K was okay, I guess. Yeah. K is how I felt about the character.
Yeah,
actually.
K. Just K.
Yeah.
Well, she got front and center in the game, so the book
we got her
is somebody
backstory.
else.
True.
Yeah.
We had flashbacks. So
We got the whole backstory, which was not very good.
it was not the strongest part of the game.
It was not the strongest part of the game, no. But yeah, I mean that was my biggest critique of. That's almost my biggest critique of any first person like RPG like that or third person RPG is the story has to be phenomenal. The writing has to be phenomenal. And that was a little bit of a weak point in my opinion in the game. Like I remember there were things that just did not make sense at all. That you can go back and listen to our episodes. We talked about some of my complaints about some of that. But this is the point of the expanded universe, right? Is to expand on storytelling that already exists. And I love filling in the gaps with other stories. So I'll definitely read this to lead up to this. I mean, these types of projects that are direct tie-ins are sometimes hit or miss. I think it's a really great sign they're bringing in such a great author, someone who has got some experience in the fandom already to do this. And I don't know. I hope it's good. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, and actually, speaking of tie-in novels, nice little organic way to say, by the way, folks, another tie-in novel, Star Wars Sanctuary, the Bad Batch novel, comes out tomorrow, August 5th.
It does.
Make sure to get your orders in through Youtini, if you'd be so kind. If you don't already have your Inkstone editions pre-ordered, review goes up tomorrow morning. And without any spoilers, I will say it is an incredible book. Lamar Giles, new author, absolutely nailed it. Surprise of the year, I will say. We all knew Trials was going to be great, but
cool.
This one really knocked it out. So that's a little mini ad before the ad about a new book. But I'm with you there, Corey. I think that tie-ins, famously, especially video game tie-ins, if we remember, Jedi Battle Scars. What sometimes they don't hit the way they need to. But
I feel like I'm like a little traumatized. I think from
I'm a little traumatized from that book.
Battle Scars. Not because of all the sex that was in the first couple chapters, but not because of that. Just because it was just man, it was such a slog to get through. I did not enjoy Battle Scars at all.
No, not a great one. But I
No.
have a good feeling about this because I will
Yeah, I
say
hope
Jalen
it's
and
good.
ND were two very interesting characters from the game. ND5, like as you play through the game, like spoiler alert's been out for a while, but like his whole backstory about like being a droid and like his when the programming gets all messed up and it kind of becomes like a mini horror movie for a little bit with him, like
Yeah,
was one of my favorite parts of the game. And
it was
again,
really
Jalen's
hard.
just
That was hard as shit. That was like one of the, it was one
very
of the
hard
hardest
mission.
freaking parts of the game. Was surviving when,
Yeah,
Indy's that little, no, I'm with you. Indy 5 is an all timer. I think like it's one of
Yeah.
my favorite.
Yes.
Really, genuinely is one of my favorite droid characters. I love it when we have droid characters that are that sort of branch off from being droid characters a little bit. Like they
Yeah.
are. Like R2D2 is a freaking droid. He's the droid
Yeah.
of droids, right?
Literally a droid. Yes.
yes.
And in Clone Wars, he gets a personality in that TV show, and it's fun. And then suddenly R2D2 is not just a droid. Now he's something else, and that's fun,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
When there's not just being droids anymore. IG-11 is like that. L3 is like that. Like we just have so many. We have so many great
Yeah,
examples.
K2.
Of,
I mean, well, honestly,
man,
a lot of
I
the
know.
Disney canon droids have really been top tier. I mean, even like Dio
Yeah,
was
they
really
have.
fun. Like you know exactly
Dio
who
was
he
fun.
was.
Yeah, and Indy 5 had that vibe as well. I love that he wears a trench coat through the game. It's like
It's
so
so
sick.
cool.
It's so cool.
Although I'll say, Mike, if you're listening now and you haven't turned it in yet, we don't need to know how he gets the trench coat. I feel like there's going to be like like Han's blaster. How's he like maybe that'll be part of it. I don't need to know like where he's like and he looked over to the right and there's an old duster on the back of a chair. Like, okay, yeah, I get it. That's the coat. We can let's go. Let's move forward.
Duster. It is a duster.
Oh, so I'm stoked about it. They also did. I'm surprised. We got an announcement, kind of a cover, and a publisher summary. So real quick, here's the full kind of description of what we're going to be getting into. ND5 and Jalen Vrax embark on their descent into the galaxy's underworld in search of answers and opportunity in this essential prequel to Star Wars Outlaws. Essential is a very big word there, guys. Jalen Barsha, heir to his family's immense power and wealth, had his life charted out for him neatly and meticulously by his parents, even though he suspected his neglected half-brother Slero would be a better fit for the bright corporate future his parents envisioned. Then the Empire stripped it all away on trumped-up charges of conspiracy against his family. Before we can reach Slero for help redeeming the Barsha name, a battle droid arrives at the family compound with a mission: to kill every single last member of the Barsha clan. Jalen manages to fend off the attack as the sole survivor, but realizes the droid, who he reprograms, is his only chance to stay alive. But he can no longer be Jalen Barsha. He'll have to live now as Jalen Vrax. Former Separatist battle droid ND5 knows he should be scrap metal, all things considered. He was a proficient contributor to the Separatist cause, but what is a soldier without a war, a trigger without aim? Loyalty is in his programming, and Jalen, who treats him as more than just a weapon, has earned it. Perhaps the droid thinks with a partner he can be more. ND5 just has to earn Jalen's trust. With the threat against the Barsha clan still shrouded in mystery, the pair has no choice but to leverage the chaos and disappear. They find sanctuary in the anonymity of the underworld, building their reputation among scoundrels, bounty hunters, and crime syndicates. But when their latest score gives the first real clue in years to who sent ND5 after Jalen's family, their biggest opportunity presents a new kind of risk. Do they give up this chance at the wealth and power Jalen was denied to pursue answers? Or will ambition and the weight of the past shatter their unlikely partnership? Coming February 2026.
How many pages is this book? This seems like it could be like a 500-page book easy, just to get
Great
like from one
question.
point to
Yeah, I
the
don't
to
know.
this one point to the underworld.
A year ago. I think it's still a Google Doc, Wes. I'm not going to lie. I feel if we're really looking at it,
I mean, I can look it up.
Amazon
Let's see.
sometimes has it, right? They'll say, going through the Youtini link here, 368. So that's,
It's kind of short.
It is
Yeah,
kind of
it's-
short.
for a Star Wars book, yeah, it's kind of like right in the middle.
Well, based off of what I read here, like there's a lot of backstory here, and then it gets into they like go into the underworld and then build a reputation among scoundrels. Like you feel like there's what 1-2 jobs they got to do to build a reputation, and then they get in. Like I feel like it could be twice as long, but we'll see.
They got some stuff coming up. I think they got a lot of possibilities with this book. I mean, again, Mike Chen is a great writer.
Mhm.
If you haven't read Brotherhood, definitely go do it. Obi-Wan and Anakin were great. It's the business on Cato Nemoidia. It was one of our favorites of the year when it came out back in 2017.
One.
20.
Two.
One
One or
when did
two.
that come out? My Trent brother at 2022? Yeah, 2022. God, 3.5 years ago.
That second
Almost,
part
3
of
years
the
ago.
synopsis you read definitely feels a little Legendsy. They definitely
Yes.
we got a Legends vibe to it, which is cool because that can hopefully bring some people back in.
Yeah. So I'm stoked about it. We have plenty of time. Again, we did a write-up on the SDCC announcements on the site, so make sure to go check that out if you didn't. This will be coming out February 3rd of 2026, so you got plenty of time to get those pre-orders in. Now, before we go any further about telling you about some special books, we need to take a second to let you know that this episode is brought to you by the United, the ever-growing official Youtini community. By joining the United, you'll not only receive ad-free shows and exclusive merch drops, you'll also get unlimited access to our Discord, full of enthusiastic Star Wars fans that want nothing more than to welcome you and help optimize your Star Wars Unlimited decks. Filled with daily conversations and events and polls, the United is powered by a community of intentional positivity. And that makes it the best place for you to celebrate your fandom and engage with fans who love everything you do the way that you do. By heading to youtini.com/community, you can sign up for a whole year of the United and save 15% when you use code YOUTINISHOW. That's code YOUTINISHOW for 15% off your first year of the United. So head on over now and get signed up to check out our amazing events and connect with your favorite podcast hosts and support all of these shows. Thank you again to everyone in our community for that support. And now, back to the show. Now, over the last couple of weeks, we have been lucky enough to partner here at Youtini with a number of fantastic companies. If you've been on the site, you may have noticed featured articles about Inkstone Books, Corbat Sabers, and the Cantina Archive, an amazing book tracking app, all of whom we are absolutely thrilled to be working with. So, Corey, I kind of just want to give you the floor here and just ask you, how do these partnerships come together, and what has it been like for us to be working with all these folks and kind of making this alliance of partners?
Yeah, we've had a bunch of things kind of come together in recent months. I feel like we have sort of in some ways taken some steps back from like the day-to-day amount of content that we're sort of putting out and that sort of thing to try to shift a little into more of some of the fun things. But back when we were really pushing, trying to find ways to keep our lights on at Youtini, we started reaching out to a great deal of partners and had some success with a couple things, and other things have kind of gone a different direction. And lo and behold, after all that time, we kind of stopped doing a lot of that partnership outreach, and these sort of naturally fell into our lap. There's been a lot of companies that we've talked to in the past that we align with a great deal, and in the past couple of weeks, several of those have come together into real partnerships, which is really awesome. The first one with Inkstone is we're really excited about. Now, Inkstone, as I'm sure you guys know, is one of the sort of big collector's edition printers. So there's kind of two of them. There's Inkstone and there's Goldsboro. The founder of Inkstone used to work at Goldsboro back in the day, and kind of went away to do his own thing and created Inkstone. And we started talking with him a little bit, and it's turned into a really awesome partnership. A lot more, you're going to be hearing about that coming down the pipeline, but you're going to start seeing those books on our site in the future. You'll start getting some emails about some of that stuff, maybe seeing some ads for some of their products on their site. And if you've never checked out an Inkstone book, you have got to, man.
You got to do it.
Man, they're super, super sick. They color the pages in special ways. It's custom artwork, and they work with the printer directly to create these types of things. So the real editions of the books, unfortunately, in some ways, they are beholden to the printers, which is always a challenge, always challenging. So you have to sometimes be ready you have to be patient to get your artistic version of this book. But once you do finally get it, it's absolutely worth it. And we're really excited to be working with Inkstone. And Eric, you recently talked with the founder of Inkstone a great deal, right?
I did, yeah. So we put that up on this very feed. I chatted with Brett, and then we also transcribed the interview over on the site. And we kind of just talked about how he got into special edition Star Wars book publishing, which is such a niche market.
It's like the niche of niches, right?
Yeah, but his career has been so fascinating to witness. And like you said, he's really kind of set the bar for what's possible in creating these new editions. I know a lot of folks in our community have been ordering Inkstone books for years. ever since he started putting out these special editions. It started out with just sprayed edges, and now it's edges with designs on them like in Sanctuary. And also the hardcovers now have exclusive foiling, and now he's also doing Legends and Canon. And if you're interested in how the Legends came about, especially, we talked about that in our interview, and I was fascinated to know that he was kind of thinking about that even before the Canon, talking to the publisher. So he was really kind of passionate about the fact that some of these books never had hardcover releases back in the day. So now you can get a Dawn of the Jedi Into the Void in a hardcover with edges. You can get a Plagueis with special foiling, so it's not just that old hardcover. Like, that was really fun to do, and this is, like you said, Corey, a partnership that we started now and are excited to grow as Brett grows Inkstone. I mean, they are so early still in their career, yet you can tell already that they've kind of become the pre-order to have. Like, every edition sells out, and our goal at Youtini is to, one, partner with someone we really like, but also make it possible through our community and through our voices, hopefully, to maybe double up that inventory. Maybe get some more books coming out of Inkstone, because everyone deserves to have a copy that beautiful on their shelf.
Yeah, it's cool to have. It's cool to have the release of the book, but over time, you know, we build up our Star Wars collections, and then one day we're like, man, we have a whole bunch of books. What are we going to do with all these books? But if we grab onto one of these Inkstones, these are fantastic to display as well, and not just. I mean, not when I look at it, it's like I would just buy this as a display and not want to crack the. I wouldn't want to open it to like somehow like crease the binding or something. So you want to keep it closed.
But
yeah, they look phenomenal as an art piece, just to display on your bookshelf.
Yeah,
for sure.
So stay tuned. We do know some of the books coming down the pipeline. That was the nice part about starting this partnership. So mum's the word, of course, from us. But the second that they're available, we're going to have special ways for the Youtini community to make sure you get your copies, because Inkstone has some interesting orders. So keep an eye out on your emails on the Youtini Dispatch, and keep an eye out, of course, on the site. And we'll make sure that you can get these beautiful editions in your hands.
That's right.
And then, of course, we also worked with some more things you can buy. We have one intangible that we'll talk about. But we got Corbant Sabers, which was a new lightsaber company that we work with. There's so many people that do sabers out there. And Corbant is very interesting for us because we kind of looked through all their inventories as we were looking through different saber companies. And we were really interested in the way that they kind of combine Legends and Canon, because some of these folks pick one or the other. And they have one hefty builds. He got the Mara Jade Saber that was pretty solid.
Yes, it's all U.S. owned and operated. I mean, the saber market we learned a great deal about in the past couple of weeks as we've been talking to different partners and trying to find someone that we really wanted to partner with. And the saber market it's a bit of a mess right now, because you have a handful of companies that have been around forever. That have just grown as the sort of industry has grown, and things really kind of changed, I think, when Disney started producing these really sick sabers and selling them in the parks, and suddenly the sort of expectation, the demand for those went way up, and people were looking outside of the Disney sabers to build their collection, and also build there's like a big community with like combat sabers where they do sort of sword fighting and stuff. I'm sure you've seen videos of people at Celebration and stuff, and they hit those things hard too, like the sabers, right? So there's like a separate market from collecting just the hilts, also with the material has to be made of something strong enough that you can it lights up and you can whack somebody with it, right? And it won't shatter. Back in my day, we were just using tubes of those glass, those tubes of wrapping paper, and those glass bulbs, that you hung in the ceiling in shop class. Those were fun to bash over the head with. That's what we did in the country. I've probably going to get cancer from that. But anyway, and we looked at a lot of different places, and the Chinese market is a big problem with a lot of these sabers now, because everyone just replicates everything and just prints it overseas for nothing, and the quality is just really, really bad. There's a handful of really big names out there that you just don't know what you're going to get. The quality control is bad. The shipping time takes forever. So we're really trying to find some companies we could work with that had a good reputation. We're kind of owned and operated by folks in the U.S., which kind of creates a certain level of quality control. And we talked with a couple folks, and we were incredibly impressed with Corbant Sabers. We had some really great conversation. It really feels kind of like old school Star Wars fans a little bit. The founder is a really good dude, and It is quite the operation over there. They're really producing a lot of really interesting sabers, even stuff that are only like from the books. He sent us a saber to sort of test out and play with. Like Eric's got it on camera. There you go.
That's right. I had to go grab that. So this is Wes, if you'd be so kind.
Oh, for sure.
This is what you get when you get a Corband saber here, which I give you a little preview.
Not me.
That's there it is. So lovely little actual monetized box, not just a regular, UPS. What can Brown do for you box here? This is the Mara Jade saber. Of course, I'm not going to show you the full blade here, but this is kind of, oh my gosh, it's so snug in its packaging.
I know the packaging was excellent. Actually, it came in a big, huge, tall box. The blade was nice and protected.
Yeah.
And then this is the Mara Jade saber.
Hefty thing you can get. It like you screw the thing out and you can put the blade in, and it just. Again, as someone who has like, I don't know, 13, 15 Disney sabers on my wall right now, like this thing, again, heft. It has heft. As PC Panda says in our comments, I don't know why when you hold something heavy, it means high quality. And yes, it's not so heavy that it's like unwieldable, but it's really nice here. It's again from Mara's Emperor's Hand design. So this is one of the ones you can get. And as you're looking through our site, we've now integrated Corbanth into our articles about Darth Nihilus, about Darth Revan, about Mara Jade, about Cal Kestis. So as you're enjoying those and kind of getting the history of all these characters, then we'll say, hey, and here's a direct link to that saber to make that easy for you. And again, you're helping out Youtini as you help out yourself. And we also have coupon codes, Youtini for 10% off. Always helps. So we're always happy to get good merch in people's hands. So
for sure.
That is number 2. And then just this week, well, I guess now technically at the end of last week, we had another partner who's honestly become even more integrated now with Youtini. You're going to see, and that is the Cantina Archive. So, Corey, what is the Cantina Archive for things that people don't know, and what are we doing with them? Because this is actually, I think, the most partnership we have, right?
I think so, yes. So Cantina Archive, if you've not heard of this, has gotten pretty popular. On Reddit, it's like a Star Wars book tracking app. Now, this has been in demand forever. You've heard the words come out of my mouth multiple times that I was going to build this, and we have
the bookshelf.
Exactly. We have started this app development ourselves multiple times, and nothing has ever come about. And fortunately, our now good friend James started working on this and has been very open about the development for the past couple months. And it's starting to reach a really good place in the development cycle. The app looks really, really good. It's in the Apple Store, and as of last week, it's in the Google Play Store. And you can like record your whole collection in there and track Star Wars books, and that sort of thing. Because we used to have the Youtini bookshelf back in the day, where you could kind of do that with, and it was all online. And there's such a huge demand for that. It's just really hard to maintain the app development itself. And then the second most difficult part, I think, of dealing with a Star Wars book tracking anything is just like the Youtini timeline. You have to absolutely stay on top of every single release, and it is like a little overwhelming. Like if you look at our release schedule page, which only shows the future, there's probably like 100 books in our release schedule page, like the books and the comics and the reference books, I think a lot of people really underestimate how challenging and difficult it is to to sort of maintain that database just from like a development database perspective, and that's something I feel like we have truly mastered at Youtini. Is we have a really great team for staying on top of.
We have a couple of crazy old lovely men from the UK.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That really help us stay on top of things. Yeah, and then the whole team like everyone pays attention to Twitter on our teams. Like we like find out like when there's a leak that a book is going up. I know. It's like we see it everywhere. So like we just have all these systems in place now, I think, for just making the changes happen fast. And I recognize that this was an amazing partnership opportunity. So I actually reached out to James on Reddit. It's always weird when you talk to somebody on Reddit. I recruited Oz from Reddit, and I've made some local friends in real life.
So that's how well that went. So,
yeah, exactly.
we were easily scared of a second one.
I know. So I reached out to James. We had some really good conversation, and it got to the point where I was like, all right, we just got to hop on a call and talk about this. And I did, and James is an absolutely great dude, and it's very clear that his heart's absolutely in this. And he also shares a lot of our philosophies. I think about Star Wars, which is really important to me. That like we're non-toxic. We try not to crap on everything, even though I personally complain about stuff all the time. Like it's from a place of love, and I recognize that listen, we can help you out, like James. Like we already have all this database stuff, and we started the conversation with a what if I sold you the data for your app? And it turned into a conversation. Well, actually, why don't we just help you develop the app, like from a database perspective? Why don't you join the team? So James actually joined the Youtini team, and we're really trying to do a really big partnership together, I think, with this app. And I'm excited to see kind of how things are coming down the pipeline. We're talking about a lot of really interesting features. We're talking about really how we can grow his the amount of books that he has kind of showing up like pretty dramatically right now. I think it only has like the novels, the canon and legends novels. I think it's the only thing that's in it, and I think we can very quickly help him introduce comics. Would be a really easy thing to do, and then start branching out from there. So hopefully the development of this continues to be incredible, and this can be like the go-to solution for tracking your collection. I feel like we have really become the go-to place for a timeline. I think we have the most accurate timeline on the internet. 100%. I've said that 1,000 times. The author of the timeline book came up to Trev at Celebration and said, "Your timeline is excellent. Thank you for maintaining it. It helped me write this book." That was like incredible, and I feel like we've really cornered the market on the Star Wars timeline, and it just so happens that we have an enormous database of books, and if we can help people track their collections, which is admittedly really, really difficult, I think this will be a long and prosperous relationship. So really excited to welcome James to the team. Really excited to see what comes about of this partnership, and stay tuned for looking out for Youtini in the Cantina archive.
Absolutely. So very stoked on that. Again, there's so many great people we get to work with now. The Star Wars community has always been great, and it's really fun to be able to find people doing such niche, important things that we trust, that we think will work well with our community. So stay tuned for all of that, of course. Stay tuned to the website, and the emails are how you'll make sure you get everything there. Make sure you're tuned into the Youtini Dispatch and hear all this first. Now, for our final silly story tonight, it's one that we've been talking about for the last couple of months straight, it seems. I've already mentioned it once tonight. It is Star Wars Unlimited. So to all of you that wanted the news, thank you so much. We'll see you next week. But for the rest of you, last weekend, I got to go stay with a trio of Cosmic Force fellas, Oz, Jacob, and Tyler, who was with the Cosmic Force a couple years back, in Las Vegas to experience 3 straight days of Star Wars Unlimited at the Galactic Championships. There were highs, there were lows, there was lots of swag I haven't even come close to finish organizing even now. But before I do my full ground report, let me ask you fellas, because I know you were watching a little bit, how was the Galactics from the outside as like new players? Did you watch any coverage? Did you like see the announcements? What was that like to kind of see the Galactics from your point of view there?
I was following you and Oz and Jacob and Tyler the whole time on Discord, trying to figure out what y'all were doing, who you were playing, what decks you were playing, the cool swag that you were getting, and I was forwarding all that information over to my friends. They thought I was the one with the keeper of the info, and I was like, I have all the details, guys. I'll let you know. But I was stealing it from y'all. But yeah, what was really cool about it was I busted out all my cards. I put them out on the dining room table, and I had the Galactic Championships on as I watched multiple people play. I couldn't quite understand what they were playing. What really stuck out to me were the commentators were so good. They were so good about knowing what they were going to play or contemplating like what they could play, what they shouldn't play. And I was picking up little bits here and there, and then I was just like, wow, I couldn't afford that card 3 times that they started playing. But it was interesting. And plus I did notice that the hold music, because they would go off like on a commercial break, like a minute and a half. Yeah. It was some super awesome like EDM music they were playing. And I was just like, yeah, man, turn that up loud. But I thought the coverage of it on YouTube was fantastic. I mean,
it was.
Yeah.
It was shockingly good. It was shockingly good. Yeah, we talked about that a lot. The commentators were way more professional than I was expecting it to be. I really did not expect this. This is the first one they've had, right? It's the first.
First ever Star Wars Galactic Champion. Technically, it was the end of season 0.
Yeah. First big
thing.
championship for this relatively new trading card game. And I don't know. I guess I was expecting it to be a little more neckbeardy, maybe might be the way to describe it.
We
like,
can say that. We're in the community. We understand.
I know. Like, I really thought it to be a little more like that. Like Comic-Con even sometimes doesn't seem all that put together. But like, my God, it was like the Halo like championship. It was really impressive. Like the commentators knew the game absolutely inside and out. I was so shocked by that. Like they literally they must have studied like hell to like be able to do this. And I know some of them are big podcasters in the community also. It was really cool to watch it kind of from the outside. It was really fun to follow with you guys while you were on the trip too. I was working in the hospital last week, and it really got me through the weekend. Seeing everybody like, I'm at the airport, like we're going to the thing, and I'm at the hotel now. What are you guys doing? Where do you want to meet up? That was fun to watch. It's always really cool when all your internet friends like get to meet up in person. Meet up in person for the first time, and it was a really good time.
Yeah, it was pretty surreal to experience the whole thing. I mean, I'd never been to Vegas before, so I found it hilarious. I was going for the first time with a bunch of other married dudes to go play a Star Wars card game next to the Sphere. That was kind of like the whole weekend. But it was really fun to see like probably overall 3,000 to 4,000 people that all of Star Wars Unlimited, that all like were really excited about the game. Every single person I met was very respectful and fun. Even the people that just beat me to a pulp playing games, we're still very respectful and having fun. And like there wasn't shoving. There wasn't like, in Comic-Cons, or if you've been to cons, like when you can't move or everyone's sweaty, deodorant was everywhere. That was great. I didn't get any of the nerd whiffs.
Thank God.
That's good.
Oh yeah. No, but
it wasn't a Pokemon championship. That's for sure.
Or Magic. Let's be real. But I probably paid like 30 to 40 games throughout the weekend, and kind of learned a lot from watching people, and got to learn a bit about the new sets that are coming up, and kind of see the excitement for the game in person. And I think that was my favorite part about it, earnestly, was realizing, oh man, this is going to be around for a bit, because people were hyped all day, every day.
I will say that it had all the markings of a big Star Wars event like anything else, and the logistics were disastrous from the way the internet made it sound.
Man.
I've been told that that's kind of how pretty much every game convention thing is. I don't know why they don't figure out this whole thing that like there's obviously a big market for resale and scalpers and that sort of thing, and there's stories online of people like just some guy dropped like $10,000 on tickets or something crazy, and immediately cashed it out.
Buy tickets like Dave & Buster's to play games, and you win tickets, and then you trade in the tickets, and there was no limit, so people were selling things at a high level. But I will say on that part, from my point of view at least, I think that most folks that wanted things could get them easily enough. Like I got both showcase cards that were available there. I got a couple of exclusive cards. I got some playmats. I got some stuff by the end of the second day, and people that wanted to resell and really complete their collections had to work a little harder, and that was a little bit of a bummer. But, I will give credit to the staff. They went in really underprepared, figuring out what was going on, but they made a lot of adjustments on the fly.
The photos with all the like boxes and the cardboard signs are hilarious.
Yeah, handwritten signs on printer boxes just tell people where to go by the end of day one was certainly a choice. But I don't know. It was really great to see them do that, and I think it's exciting because they not only told us what's the next set that's coming out in the fall, they said here's the next full year of the game. Yeah, they announced, and it's going to be sets called Secrets of Power, which is the big one they told us all about, which is like politics and intrigue. Then there's A Lawless Time, which seems like it's going to be Mando, bounty hunters again, kind of like set 2. Ashes of the Empire.
We don't know anything. That's quite the assumption, I think, about.
That's true. Only the logo. Yeah. The logo looked like it. I'll say that.
It did kind of look like that. Yeah.
And also it says Lawless Time in the Crawl of Solo. Someone made a point. Yeah. So could be something like that. Ashes of the Empire, they did say it at Galactic's, like they're like it's after episode 6. So we know it's like formation of, I don't know, maybe Imperial Warlords, maybe another Thrawn, something like that. And then there's one called Homeworlds, which they said nothing about, and just looks like a greenish logo. I'm like, it's
kind of indoor looking planet, maybe
foresty.
Kind of farm vibes. I don't know. Nobody has any idea what the hell that means. That's like pretty weird.
Yeah, but it was cool to kind of be there and be like, oh, cool. Like these people are working on this actively, and like the designers had a panel where they talked about how they make mechanics and how you build things. And for those of us that play and just collect every week, to hear people be like, oh, we're going to actually be in meetings and figure out, well, how do we make this compatible with certain cards? How do we make this thematic yet also let you still just hit things for damage? And
yeah,
it was fun to see how deep they think about it and how deep some players think about it. Because you're talking about those announcers, man. Watching those finals games in person, there are people around me just sitting in chairs assuming what they'd have in their cards, and like we're watching the Super Bowl, like, is it going to be a pass play? I think they got to get to the 20. Like, it was that level.
I know.
But like people talking about nerd stuff, like, I bet he's got a force landing, so he's waiting on the force landing. When's he going to drop that? His resources are getting high. Maybe he's got an Anakin. Why wouldn't he throw the Anakin? Does he have a force throw? Like, they were just talking about this kind of stuff, which was fascinating.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I definitely think that, we got to get a big old group next year. Yeah, this is me and Jacob, Tyler, and Oz. We played Twin Suns for the first time.
How was that?
That was madness.
Yeah.
If anyone tells you they want to play Twin Suns, which is the 4-player version where everyone is playing against each other, there's a couple other like special rules and things you can do. If someone says we want to play this like seriously in an intense format, don't do it. It is silly. It's about like playfully backstabbing your friends.
Yeah.
It's very light. Like,
it looks fun.
Really
it looks
fun
super fun, honestly. Like, it looks way less sweaty than Premiere, and
yes,
and yeah, I kind of want to try it out. I also want to try out. I want to try out the regular multiplayer version, which is the same thing as Twin Suns, essentially, except you can do it at 3-player, but you can also just do regular Premiere against 3-player.
Yeah,
I looked this up.
I've
never seen this or heard of it, but like somebody mentioned this on Reddit, and there was this huge conversation. It's in the rule book. I found it. It's like, oh, this is how you play 3-player multiplayer or 5-player multiplayer. Everyone playing Premiere. It's really insane. So
yeah,
like it's like a sleeper hit, I guess, and I want to play that at some point too. But yeah, it looked really fun.
Yeah.
All the photos look awesome. It looked like you had a really good time. I'm sure you learned a ton too. How did you do, by the way? You didn't compete in the main event, right?
I did not. So there's the main event, which was the big old tournament of 2,000 people down to 1.
Wow.
And then the side events, which were where you would grind through tickets. You'd just play games in different formats, win tickets, and then go back in line and do it over and over. So that's what I did. I didn't keep count, but I honestly probably went about half and half as far as wins and losses, which I was pretty surprised at. I played my Kylo Red deck all weekend. I figured out it was really fun to play. I wasn't playing, quote, in the meta, so there were some decks that just obliterated me, but other people got pretty surprised at how fast I could move, which was really fun. And I learned, I was telling the guys this offline, when you play that many games with other different people, like people from around the world, people with all these different decks, you learn what your deck is good at. And I made mistakes in day 1 that I didn't make by day 3. And I think that's what I learned. Like, I don't need to reset my deck every single time. I just need to learn what I'm good at, accept it, and then try to get there again. So that was really fun. Also, Corey, I got to shout you out. I can't reach it at where I am now. You made me the 3D printed Kylo Ren battle mat holder, which was great. And you also made this 3D printed deck holder, which I used all weekend.
Nice.
That takes away very little space. So
I know.
I need to
put those on Maker World. I know. Yeah, I've been obsessed with the 3D printing stuff. I've designed some really crazy stuff. I keep bringing these. I do have mine within reach, actually. I've been designing these lightsaber tubes. This is an Anakin saber. It's my favorite one, I think, right now. And it holds a playmat, so you can take it out and the playmat's in there, which is pretty sick. And this is the first 3D printing thing I've designed from scratch, basically. And it kind of taught me rendering software. And Eric was like, hey, listen, I'm playing Kylo. You got to make me a Kylo. There you go. You got to make me a Kylo saber before I go to Galactus. I'm like, oh, sure, no problem. I can definitely do that. And my God, this freaking saber nearly killed me, dude. I think I put 15 hours into this.
Was so much time,
this freaking saber. And I'm pretty sure I printed like 4 rolls of filament because it's the Kylo saber. I think I didn't realize this when I agreed to this, is probably the most complex lightsaber design that exists. Like, truly,
it's exceedingly difficult. Yeah,
there's all these wires on it. There's this exposed metal in multiple places. It's really hard to design and play with.
Here's a size comparison. You can see.
Yeah, there you go.
It's longer than the width of Eric.
I know. It's huge. It's enormous. Yeah.
So it was rad though to pull that out on the table and then pull out a battle mat, and people were like, "Oh, that looks really cool."
That is
and
pretty cool.
Everyone would talk about it, and I got people again in the chat we're talking about how nice the community is for this game, and it extended into Galactics. Like one guy gave me a chance cube for
That's
initiative
cool.
that he
that's
had.
cool.
And I was hanging out with another person gave me like their custom initiative token for their like Phoenix Squadron folks they had. Like people were just happy to play. People were very conversational. And then like people would trade. Like you'd meet at things and like I did pull them. If you were lucky enough to get the 2 showcases, which I got Luke and Vader here, like people would here, let's get the camera, see if we can get it on my face. There we go. There's Luke.
Oh, they're fantastic
and
cards.
then Vader there. They would like trade on tables. By the way, if you got a Kylo 2 showcase and a little something more, send me a DM. We can talk. I'm legitimately this is my platform here. Let me know. But like everyone was having a really great time, and yeah, there was the panic about am I gonna get what I need? Am I gonna get what I need? But you know, every time I'd win a game or something, there was a lot of like, oh man, you got me, dude. Or if I saw I was getting wrecked, it was very much an instant like, all right, you're amazing. It's fine. Like we're all having fun to play the game. You're getting together to play a game, and there's so much cool swag and interest to playing it. And like, and now you guys have been playing more. Like Corey, you went to your first like local premiere tournament yesterday with Charles.
Yeah, me and you have been a couple times to like sealed events and like pre-release events, which have their own sort of vibe and style of play. And me and Charles both went to an event yesterday at one of our local game stores, To the Table here in Charlotte, which I highly recommend. If you ever make it to Charlotte, it's a really, really great shop, relatively new. It's really clean and nice, and they sell beer. It's great.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right. And they sell beer. Yeah, really great spot. And we just went to a normal weekly play, show up, with the deck that you want to play, and it's a little mini tournament, and the person that wins gets a box. Is what they did. It was impressive, actually. They have a whole booster box. It was an even match too. So you guys split the box actually yesterday.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah, it was really fun. I mean, everyone is just super super nice that plays this. So like, it's not toxic neckbeardy at all. Like it does not have that gatekeeper Magic the Gathering reputation at all. It's just not like that. I don't know. Charles walked away. They kind of put him on the spot, and we're like, who's here for the first time, and like Charles had to raise his hand, right? And they kind of put him on the spot, and literally Charles walked away with a huge pocket full of cards. Like people were like, here's all my promo packs, like here's a bunch of legendaries I don't need. Like he's like, I can't believe how nice everybody was. That was my experience. That was Eric's experience. It's gonna be Wes's experience when he goes and tells everybody he's brand new to the game too. It's just everyone is just really nice and kind, and I don't know. I'm like blown away with how obsessed we've all gotten because with this game. It's so fun. It's got an amazing community around it. A lot of the things that we already sort of value at Youtini, this has been a really great way for us to like do something fun together, both on the team and with people outside the team now. So it's really crazy that you got to go to Vegas and play in this event, and maybe that'll be a bit of a tradition going forward.
Yeah,
I was telling Charles, I went over to his house this weekend to play a little bit, and he was like, you know what, man, I tell you what, when you said you're going to Vegas, I was like, dude, you are crazy. And while you were there, I'm like, I wish I was in Vegas. And
I know.
We all did.
We all did, for sure.
And just to shout out, Michael Fry, friend of the show, I got a mystery box in the mail because I get a email every day from UPS that tells me what's coming in the mail, and I saw this box and I was like, I didn't order anything. And I was like, it must be something for Bethany. It must be something for her. And then I got a heavy box in the mail, and I opened it, and it was nothing but Star Wars Unlimited cards, and it has to be like hundreds of cards. And Michael Fry sent me all kinds of cards. I mean, not just commons and uncommons. There are rares. There's a couple legendaries in there. I haven't gone through the whole thing yet, but we sat down at the card shop and we opened up, like, he wrapped them up nicely on rubber bands too. I mean, he would just throw them in there. So thank you very much, Michael Fry. That was very nice of you. And it's pretty much got me hooked. And now that we can go through all these cards, I have more decks to purchase, or more decks to make, and which means I have more cards to purchase to fill out this deck.
It's a trap, dude. It's a trap. Slippery slope. Slippery slope. I know.
Yeah, I got to see Michael. He was at Galactics as well. We met him a couple times, had some lunch together, and we had some drinks when I was on my way out. And just, yes, an enabler, a great person in the community, but just the nicest dude in the world.
Really
obviously
good
fits
people.
everything we want. So that was
good people.
super cool. Nice highlight.
I met Michael in Japan and have equally good things to say. So yeah, that was really nice of you to do. He did the same thing for Charles too, by the way. Actually, Wes. So really nice of him to do that. And that's the thing. You end up getting a lot of extra cards when you do this and you play. And every time you go to an event, like a weekly event, they give you like a stack of like these little like aluminum foil looking packs. They're like promo packs that Fantasy Flight Games gives to the card stores to give out at their events.
Oh,
when people
cool.
come and play. So every time you go, you end up with the stack of cards. I walk away with this one from literally my event yesterday. Look at this fat stack of cards. This is like a whole deck. I mean, a huge stack of cards.
Yeah.
Just from I didn't win any. I lost every single match I played yesterday, and I still walked away with a huge stack of cards. So it's fun, man. It's fun. I definitely see how it can become a time and a money sink, but so far it's not like Magic. Most expensive cards are like $30 and $40. So I mean that's crazy expensive still for us, but man, there were Final Fantasy packs, like just packs, like you buy the little 10-card packs or whatever. Final Fantasy packs at the store last night for $90 each for a pack.
For a pack?
Yeah.
Pack, not a box, a pack, dude. I'm just like, all right, this
my
is Star Wars
gosh.
Unlimited is not there yet. So
And don't be there. Don't go there, Star
Don't be
Wars
there.
Unlimited.
Don't go there.
Don't
No,
go.
Stay.
no, we're good now. We're gonna stay where we are. We're gonna keep our normal addictions. We got,
yes, exactly.
and unfortunately, for anyone that's not playing, we're gonna keep on going. I'm gonna head to a planetary qualifier this Saturday, a big old day-long tournament event where I'm sure I will have similarly horrid luck, but should have fun. And yeah, it's this because again, we're in this kind of like, this downtime for Star Wars right now. We're kind of
It's a weird
chill.
limbo. It is. It is a weird time in Star Wars.
They
There's not
announced
like enough.
that A New Hope was coming out in theaters for the 50th in 2 years, and I'm like, why is that news right now?
It's a bit
Like,
early,
it's
guys.
2
don't you
years
think?
away. And of course
reaching.
you are. It's
They're
50
reaching.
years, but
No,
that's
The one thing about
That's
this
fine.
game is that when you're going through the cards, you're like, oh yeah, I remember that character. I remember that character. And it brings up like when you remember him, was it from
It
a
does,
book, was
I
it from
know.
a movie or something?
Yeah.
So it's super cool to like go back through and see all these new these older characters that you had forgotten about, or just some of them I didn't even know. I was like, who the hell is this? And you go look it up on Wikipedia or something and see who it was.
I know.
But
Mr. Bones
Yeah.
has sleeves that I got, and he's in my deck. Mr. Bones, like
I know.
what?
Freaking
Amazing.
oh, we were freaking out.
Aftermath.
We were freaking out over a Maze Migfield or the
Yeah,
we
Matt
were
Mayfield,
yeah.
also in my deck.
Yeah, we were like, oh, this is
Thanks.
bad. And we got a foil of him. I say we. My buddy got a foil. But yeah, I was like, no way. I can't believe you got that. That's hilarious. He's even on, like a character in the deck, but he's a good card.
Yeah, it is. I know.
I need him.
It's fun. It's fun, and people play like different. Like not everybody. There's all this talk about the meta, which is like the statistically which cards are likely to win, and a lot of people don't do that. They play just thematic cards, which is really fun.
That's cool.
Yeah, just play.
Yep.
It's just fun. Just lots of different styles of play. Something for everybody. I'm totally hooked. We're probably gonna keep talking about this damn card game on the show like for the next couple months until we have something better to talk about. But we're having a good time with it for
And
sure.
there's Andor cards coming out in the next set. So if you remember
There
how much
are.
we talked about Andor, now we talk about this. We're done. That's the whole show.
I
It's gonna
know,
be
I
Andor
know.
cards. We're talking.
Andor cards, I
Cyril
know.
Karn has a new ability, which he does.
It does. It does
So-
actually. It looks great too.
It
I'm
looks
excited
really,
about
really
that.
fun. So, also, if you are at all involved with Star Wars Unlimited and want to come on the show and have a chat, let us know. We would love to talk about it.
Yeah, tell us your
And
secrets.
open some pre-releases for our lovely audience. Leave comments to say I would watch this and Youtini should get these. It would be phenomenal. So.
Most of our listeners are probably like, "Oh my God, shut up
Yeah,
about this
oh,
card
They
game!
keep on about this card game.
Freaking nerds, man!"
We love y'all. We love y'all dearly. We need something else to listen to and watch while we're at the gym on the bike. So, anyway, everybody, nice week. A lovely Youtini week. We got all these great new partners we're so excited for. Again, go to the site, check those out. And while you're there tomorrow morning, check out the review of Sanctuary and order your copy. We got ads and banners all over the site to make sure you can get it. It's really a phenomenal book. So keep your eyes out for that. It's our last book for a little bit. So we'll be back next week to kind of probably go over that. And you know what? After a slow week, there's always a monsoon of news. So we'll make sure to tell you about that Monday. But that'll do it, I'm afraid, for this episode of the Youtini Show. Thank you to everyone for your continued support, especially over at the United. Go to youtini.com/community to make sure you support this show and everything we do. We'll be back next Monday night to keep you posted on everything going on in Star Wars. But until then, may the Force be with you.